So this is part 3 to my Netflix recommendations video. If you haven't watched the first 2, they will be right here. My first 2, one was a Netflix recommendations for TV shows and the other one was for movies, but this one is both TV shows and movies. So I will have the cover art right here and then the TV rating, and if it's a movie and a TV show down below. I have quite a few of them. This is just movies and TV shows I've watched since my previous Netflix recommendations video. The first one is the one that I've been watching the most recently. It's Naruto. The rating is TV14. So Naruto is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by, and do not come for me for mispronouncing these names, Masashi Kishimoto. It tells the story of Naruto Uzumaki, a young ninja who seeks recognition from his peers and dreams of becoming Hokage, the leader of his village. That's what the Hokage is. It's like the leader of the village. And there's a certain way to actually watch Naruto, so like I'll have it down in the description below. The next one is also TV14 and it is The Kissing Booth 3. There is 2 more movies before this. I recommend watching those 2 before you do this because it is in a storyline. But the third Kissing Booth is about how Elle has to determine to make the most of her final summers before college. So she plans the ultimate bucket list and she has to decide what comes next between her boyfriend Noah and her best friend Lee. Next one is TV Mature and it is called You. So this one is actually a really good TV show. I binge watched this one for sure. So this one is about a brilliant male bookstore manager and he comes across paths with an aspiring female book writer, but like it questions like their fate of like the relationship, and the crush that he has on her becomes way more sinister and brutal than she would have expected, and she becomes his obsession. Like literally he stalks her. It's so intriguing though. TV Mature, and this is Little Peeps Everybody's Everything. So if you do watch those movies about artists and their lives, this is something you should watch. This movie put me on Little Peep. This is about the rise of Little Peep and his genre based music that attracted massive followings and ultimately defined his whole entire career and life. Next one is TV Mature. I recommend this to everybody. I literally love this TV show. Good Girls is about 3 suburban moms orchestrated at a local grocery store heist to escape financial ends and establish independence altogether. And then there is this movie. This is the first of the 3 movies. The third one comes out, I believe, the 31st of September. Do not keep my word on that. This movie is called After. It is PG-13 and is about a wholesome college freshman named Tessa Young, and she thinks she knows what she wants out of life until she crossed paths with complicated bad boy Hardin Scott. If you have not watched this movie, go watch it right now because it is such a good movie. If you are into crime, this would be a good one to watch. It's TV Mature and is called The American Murder, The Family Next Door. This is actually based on a true story and it is a sad story too, but it's a very, very viral case that had happened. So in the movie they're using raw first-hand footage that documents and examines the disappearance of Shanna Watts and her children and all the terrible events that followed to come up to the event. It's TV14 and it is called To All the Boys Always and Forever. This is the 3rd movie, so again I do recommend watching the first 2 before watching this one. And this one is about Laura Jean in her senior year of high school takes center stage after she returns from a family trip from Korea. and she has to consider her college plans with or without Peter. This is the second movie of After, so this one's called After We Collide, and this one is how Tessa fell hard and fast for Hardin, but after a betrayal, it tears them apart. They break up, but she must decide on whether she moves on or she trusts him with a second chance. I ship Tessa and Hardin all the way. This one's an old movie. It's PG-13, but it is called Prom Night. So on prom night, a high school senior still struggling with her nightmare past tries to avoid a killer that's bent on ending the party for her and her friends. He actually ends her friends' lives because he's a stalker. So yeah, there's killing on this one. Next one is TV mature, and this is called Truth or Dare. So on Halloween, 8 friends run a haunted house and they play a game that is claimed to have taken the lives of people years ago, and they soon find history repeating itself all over again. I believe one person made it out alive the first time they, like the original people who played Truth or Dare, and then I think one person got out alive again. My friend recommended this one to me, so shout out America for that one. But this one's TV and mature, and it's called To All the Bright Places. This movie was so adorable and so cute. This is about 2 teens facing personal struggles from a powerful bond as they embark on a tragic journey chronicling the wonders of the state, Indiana. Everyone's probably all seen this one, but this is PG-13 and it's called Insidious. In one of my previous videos, which was the Get Ready With Me Q&A, someone asked for horror movies, so I'm gonna give you some horror movies I like watching. Well, Insidious is about a family who moves into a new house where their son falls into a coma, and an eerie event begins and reveals something far more sinister and lurking in the home. Next one is Sightless. It is TV-14. The only reason why I watched this movie is because Madeline Pitch was in it, because she's in Riverdale. She's Cheryl Blossom, so that's the only reason why I watched it. But I'm so glad I watched it. But this movie is about a former violinist who grows suspicious of her new people in her life and the alarming behavior as she recovers from an assault that made her blind. I had to put this in here because I recommended the first movie. The first movie is called The Babysitter, and this one is called The Babysitter Killer Queen. This is TV mature. So 2 years after Cole survived a satanic blood cult, he lives another nightmare, which is high school, and the demons from his past, still making his life a living hell. This one is also like a chronological order movie, so you have to watch The Babysitter first to understand what's going on in this one. Next one, I'm pretty sure everyone's watched this one too, but this one's rated R and it's Birdball. 5 years after an ambitious unseen presence drives most of society to suicide, a survivor and children make a desperate bid to reach safety. This movie rating is TV mature and it's called 1BR. So seeking her independence, a young woman moves to LA to settle into a cozy apartment complete with a disturbing scene of community. If you guys like the movies Bring It On, this is a good one to watch. Anything like cheerleading, I recommend watching this. The rating is TV mature and it's called Dare Me. So Dare Me is an unflinching exploration of violent female friendships, jealousy, loyal, and the dynamics of power in a small Midwestern town. So they are ringing behind the All-American for arcade. This series drives the cutthroat word of competitive high school cheerleading, following the fraught relationships between 2 best friends after a new coach arrives to bring the team to a promised victory. This one is also TV mature. It's called You Get Me. So after a one-night stand, Holly develops a dangerous obsession with Tyler and transfers to his high school, desperate to keep their romance alive. Next one is also like a cheerleading movie, like it's also like Bring It On, So this one is rated TVG. I'm going for gold. So after moving to Australia, an American teen convinces her new friends to form a cheer squad, and they take on their biggest rival in the competition. This one really did remind me of Bring It On. Like, I've seen every single Bring It On movie there was, because like I was totally obsessed with cheerleading back in like middle school and high school. The next 3 movies I'm about to say are brand new to Netflix, and if you haven't seen them, I really recommend watching them. They are all rated R, and they're all movies. So the first one is Fear Street Part 1, 1994. So this one is after a series of brutal slayings, a teen and her friends take on an evil force that's plagued their notorious town of centuries, which their town is called Shadyside. Next one is Fear Street, 1978. Yes, it does go backwards, because if you watch the movie, it actually goes into like a story, but like the story goes backwards, but like it makes sense at the same time. But in part 2, it's about how Shadyside has killers and they're murdering people, and the killer in this one terrorizes a camp. The camp is called Camp Nightwing, and it turns a summer of fun into a gruesome fight for survival. One is Fear Street Part 3, 1666. So thrust back to 1666. Dina learns the truth about Sarah Fear back in 1994. The friends fight for all their lives and their shady sides feud. Next one is TV mature, and this one is called All My Friends Are Dead. This one has a lot of killings in it. A group of friends are at a New Year party, and they go through a whirling of events that expose secrets, heartbreaks, and leads to a shocking outcome. Death. This one is also a crime one. So if you are into crime, I recommend watching this TV show. This is rated TV mature. It is called Crime Scene: The Vanishing of the Cecil Hotel. This one is about Elisa Lamb. She was a college student and tourist, and she vanishes at the Cecil Hotel, leaving behind all of her possessions in the hotel room. This was such a good case. So if you do not know about the Elisa Lamb case, it basically explains it in it. And the Cecil Hotel, there were so many murderers at the Cecil Hotel. One is TV mature, and it is American Horror Story. So American Horror Story is an anthology series centering on different characters and locations, including a house with their murderous past, an insane asylum, a witch coven, a freak show, circus, a haunted hotel, a possessed farmhouse, a cult, and the apocalypse, and a slasher summer camp. I recommend, because on Netflix it starts at season 9, but I recommend going all the way to season 1, all the way to season 9, because it is in order. All the seasons all tie together. Everyone's probably seen this, the next 2, but they're both rated R. And this is The Conjuring. The Conjuring is actually based on a true story. I don't know about the second one, but I know the first one is definitely based on a true story. So the first one is about a family starting to experience supernatural terrors after moving into a Rhode Island farmhouse, and they seek the help of a pair of demonologists. And the second Conjuring is about a spirit into the house in London, and a woman enlists the Warrens to help confront the evil presence. So that was all for the Netflix recommendations video. This is part 3 video, and did enjoy this video, please like and hit the subscribe button, share the video, comment down below. I do have a new posting schedule. I am posting twice now, every Sunday and every Wednesday. So if you guys do want to see more of me, then be sure to subscribe. Also follow my TikTok, Queen Alexia _YT. So I will see you guys next